This is
Up
for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friends Tracy.
Hello.
Hello. And Kim.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
No, you're not. Okay.
Yes, I am. I said it.
Okay,
I?
fine. You're great.
Great.
Today on Up for Grabs, we are going to talk a little bit about gossip. Don't worry. We're not here to out anybody. We're not going to specifically gossip.
Oh, well, then I misunderstood.
We're not named. Tracy has first and last names.
I thought we
government
were
names of people,
yes.
and we're just outing people.
My mistake.
And you know what? Good for you.
Thanks.
If you want to do that, as long as it's not about me, I guess I don't care.
Oh, well, part of it.
Oh, never mind. We're talking about gossip. There is a book that's out that I did not read the whole thing. I read like the preface, but it was called You Didn't Hear This From Me, which I thought was good.
Yes.
A book about gossip, and it was by Kelsey McKinney. And she just kind of talks about the origins of gossip, the definition, what you think the definition of gossip is, that kind of stuff.
Start with that because I find all of that very interesting.
I do too, because what she was saying in her book was that basically way back when, gossip was what governed, like there was no formal government of society.
Yeah.
Gossip kind of was
the news, the way to
govern society. So your reputation
right.
was all you had. And
can you imagine?
No. Good thing they didn't have any electricity. But basically, it's, they say they hate gossip, but basically everybody, you were governed by what people thought or knew about you. And most of the ways people thought or knew anything about you was through stories that people told.
Yes.
And they considered that gossip. Whenever I think about gossip, I always think an element of it has to be untrue or unsubstantiated. But really, they're just saying.
I don't think so.
But that's what I think. But I think that's what you think if somebody's gossip.
Because they try to make it in the book.
Salacious.
They tried to make it seem like gossip is bad, but then she was making the point. It is how society was governed. It was how cultures were passed down. Like all of the storytelling.
Yes. Communities were created some by the gossip, like the shared stories.
Yes,
which is almost impossible to wrap our heads around.
I know.
Now that we live in
because it has such a negative connotation.
Yeah, so I think you put a negative spin on gossip one thing that she did point out was that people that wield a lot of power like to tell you that gossip is bad and shouldn't be listened to because they have the most power to lose by if they're gossiped about and it's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the same vein of that, it is often said that women are the gossipers and need to be shut down. We've got to shut down that gossip from
the
these
hen
women.
house.
Yes. And that is because the men don't want to lose any of their power.
But think about back in a time that early on in our country or whatever, men were in charge of everything. So that men were probably the whole reason. I'm just going to put it out there. They gossip just as much.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Probably at that time more.
Yes.
Because that's the way that they got information out. It was men that was doing all that.
And it wielded power or took power away from other people.
Yes, like
to
political
spread,
realms and
spread.
all the,
Or you've been at a social event where you're with a group of 3 women or whatever, and you're all standing there talking, and inevitably a husband will come up and go, well, what are you guys talking about? Like he wants to know the good talk because he's been having a boring conversation with men. And
gossip,
he knows that we have the real.
I don't know. Rob's I used to call him like a little old lady. Like I felt like he would get on the phone.
like a Gladys Kravitz.
They do gossip.
He's really good at it.
Oh, I know plenty of men that love to
Yeah,
Be in
they'll
the- be in the know.
Yeah.
You come home from a women's social and they'll say, "What happened? What'd you guys talk about?
Yeah.
Anything going on? What'd you learn?"
Yeah.
It's a classic
It's-
debrief.
Yeah, it's like, "What'd you learn?" Yes.
Remember when we were going to open up a restaurant called Rehash? And it was just going to be a breakfast place. And we were going to talk.
Why are
and
you giving
could-
away our good idea? I
No, we
forgot.
already did that.
It was like after a night, we were talking about it like it would be really cool for like 20 somethings to do that after a night of drinking.
Yeah, it'd be like a breakfast place to go.
yes.
Yes.
And gossip
No,
about
but
everything
yeah,
that happened
why,
the night
why
before.
don't we open that?
Okay. Well, it seemed to be a lot more expensive to actually open a restaurant.
Just to say
than-
we're going to.
I mean, I really don't know anything about the restaurant business. This is how rumors get started. Hey, you guys, we just opened
We are
this great
opening-
restaurant.
And we serve
visit
all
us.
varieties of hash.
And that's it.
Just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just hash.
I would name it just Rehash.
So yeah, the gossip part had always had a bad spin on it, but in this particular work, and it did open my mind to it, that really anytime you're sharing information about someone that isn't present is gossip.
Yes.
So like Tracy at work, if you and the doctor are discussing a patient file, you're technically, if they're not there, you're gossiping about the patient.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I
that
mean, if
think
you're
that.
saying that the
Like,
the
what-
definition is when two people talk about somebody that isn't there,
I
that
know.
means God. So
I
you
guess-
don't.
No,
think
I mean, by the letter of the law, that is true, but that is not what I think of gossip. And I don't think of gossip being lies. I guess I think it has to be something interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the formal definition, Rachel, I think you are right in saying that. I think we look at it as, well, if we're talking about a patient and it's a real, let's just say
It's
you're
a real
talking
thing.
about, their diagnosis, and it's a real diagnosis, and there's no that's not gossip, but
Wait.
you are gossiping.
Yeah.
Let me put this spin on it.
All right.
You tell me if you think this is more gossip. So under that definition, even a prayer request would be gossip. And I'll out myself. Lots of times people say, I need your prayers, and they piecemeal out like little bits of information.
And
I'm more concerned about finding out who they're talking about and what's going on than remembering to pray for those people.
I thought you were going to say that you said, "I'll pray for you," and then you don't.
I've done that before, but I've never to you. I mean,
Okay.
I obviously I'm in constant state of prayer for you.
Thank you.
Whatever you tell me, I will always do. But I have in past prayer requests been more enthralled with what's the real story behind
Right.
said problem, because they ask you to pray, but they'll only give you enough information for it to make your imagination absolutely run wild.
Are we talking about Facebook vague posting?
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
vague
mean,
posting.
yes, I mean, or even like sometimes even like just through a group chat, or a lot of people have like prayer chats. Like say,
Just going through some things.
yeah, or just I could really use some prayers for a special friend. It's like, well, yes. I mean, I think
And
that's
I
just
need to know how
normal.
hard to pray. I'm like,
Really? You need to know how hard to
I
pray.
think that it
like
would
if you're
help.
on bended knee or just sitting on your couch, like what?
I
what
just
is-
need to know how fervent my prayer needs to
You
be.
want to
Rosary or
know, but
not.
you need
I
to
mean-
know.
Oh, I have to know.
Okay. All right. I'm
And
not
I've
judging.
even taken, I have, if let's say a certain someone on Facebook puts that out there, then I'm like kind of creeping on their page.
Like, what are they talking
What are
about?
they talking about?
For
Or
sure.
if they do say a name, but they won't say then you're on their page, and then you're on their page. You do try.
And do you have like one person in your community that is your go-to? Like,
They
you're
do.
like,
Yes.
somebody's talking about something, and I immediately will text.
Oh, yeah,
so and
definitely.
So. Like
A
I had
person that would probably know.
I had like one or two in Maryland that
Yeah.
were my go-tos, and I was like, heard somebody was arrested. I need to know who it was
Yeah.
and what are the charges.
Definitely.
And I would immediately get a text back. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you sooner. Here it is. So, did I need to know?
And is it bad
maybe
that
not.
you wanted to know? No.
That's curious.
No, it's so that that is a form of gossip, but I don't necessarily
guess it's-
think that it's bad.
It's only bad, I guess, is if you have an intention to do something bad with it. Like if you get the knowledge and you're like, oh, I was just curious and now I know. Or you get the knowledge and you use it against that person in some way. That's not.
Or if you're doing it and spreading false
Right.
narratives.
And I think part of like what Tracy said, she only thought gossip was if it's something interesting. I kind of felt that way too, because speculation, like a lot of stuff, you'll say something that's just fact, like so-and-so went to the doctor. That happened. They told you that happened, but maybe you don't know why. So then you and the friend be like, well, I noticed she wasn't eating such and such the other day. You know, maybe she's having stomach. Like, then you start speculating. And that's where I think a rumor could get started, or false information could be spread.
So you're blaming people like me that are creative and inquisitive for turning these things around by just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look at, I was thinking about this today. You can look at gossip as like the game that you used to play when you were little, like the telephone game. So gossip may start, I may say, hey, did you hear so-and-so got divorced? And this is what happened. And then you might tell Tracy, hey, Kim told me so-and-so got divorced. And
I misremember.
You misremembered, or you twisted it a certain way. And I think when gossip hits circles, then you're hearing sometimes people are just like making it a little exaggeration out of it, or just adding their own improvising.
And some people don't listen well.
Yeah.
And then
and
when
so,
they go to repeat it, they just...
And I think that's kind of
I'm
where
pretty sure
gossip
this is what was said.
gets out of control.
Well, and that's where another definition of gossip, which was pointed out in this book, you didn't hear it from me, is that it's slander, it's libel, it's hate speech. Like, gossip is those things, and that, like, celebrity news that we get, or even a call from your mom.
But guess what? The Inquirer, looking back, so much of it was true.
Yeah, it is. I know.
I'm like, everyone said like lies, lies, lies. And I'm like, hold up. I think a lot of it was true.
Well, we didn't
But
realize.
we weren't supposed to talk about it.
And we didn't realize, now we do, because we know the sleuths out there. They're the Perez Hiltons. They're the TMZs. They're the people that are all the fact finders.
Yep.
National Enquirer had that, but we just didn't know about it. And so you just automatically think there's no way that's true.
And
I loved it
I
so
loved
much
it too.
as a kid.
And really, the National Enquirer, I mean, yes, you could think of it as a gossipy rag or whatever you want to call it. But now, like you said, now that we kind of see the curtain being pulled back on a lot of, like, most things that they were reporting on, I would love to see old covers from the 80s of the National Enquirer to see what they were claiming, because I bet, because a lot of it was like alien stuff, and now everyone's like, oh yeah, aliens, they totally exist.
Of course they exist. Of course we know Roswell. Of course whatever, you know, like,
making this sound stupid.
You know, JFK was killed by the CIA, and you know all these things.
I know. And you thought, oh, that's just ridiculous. There is no way.
How can
By
they
the way,
get
I don't
away
know
with?
if any of that's true. I'm just saying.
I know,
that's what
The
I
National Enquirer does.
I know, but I wanted to get out of trouble in case.
You want a
but
rumor
it
to get
just
started?
does- it gives you give it a second look.
Yes.
And let's just be honest too, the Me Too movement, all the things like with Bill Cosby or Puff Daddy or Harvey Weinstein, that may have started as gossip at Hollywood parties. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
he's doing this, and you know, he said, and it took the gossip to get rolling for somebody to
know that they weren't alone.
Yes.
Had people not started speaking out,
Who would have known?
And it's still people today
Absolutely.
who post you know, things that happen. Let's say things that happened to them. Like, this didn't happen, so I'm just going to say, let's say I posted that I was attacked getting into my car by a person, and I say their name was Billy Bob. And
So far, this is tracking, but go ahead.
and some people would say, you know, she shouldn't put all of that out there. That's personal if that happened. You know, like, you shouldn't tell people those things. Why? Who am I protecting? Billy Bob?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
why do I have to keep quiet on something
agreed.
that happened? Yeah, Billy Bob went to our high school. So what? Not my problem.
Right.
Billy Bob's a jerk.
Yeah.
So
So gossip can be a way of keeping people informed and safe.
and accountable.
Yes, absolutely.
No, absolutely.
Now, a negative, since I feel like we're really.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
raising
loving
the
it.
roof.
There's plenty of
We are
negatives.
so for gossip, you guys. We can't
You
love
guys
it enough.
keep doing it.
But school bullies. Let's go there real quick. And, like, you know, teenage girls. How many times did rumors get started? It was never about the teenage boys.
Oh, she did. Did you hear what she did?
She did it by herself. Apparently, she is pregnant.
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
herself,
Yep.
because there's no boy being implicated in anything.
Yep.
But she is a slut. You know, like, that is what got around. That is what people said. And I'm not saying I'm sure I did some of it too. You know, I'm not going to say I didn't, but I feel sick about it now. The thought of,
I know you participate in it when you when you start talking about it.
Yeah.
Whether you know,
even somebody telling you is you're part of it.
You are part
whether
of
or
it.
not you passed it on to someone else. Kind of receiving stolen goods, kind of the same idea.
Well, I also, one thing that was pointed out in the book from one of the anthropologists, and I thought it was interesting, is that they were saying that gossip is like the human form of how animals groom each other. You know how like monkeys will like pick like stuff out of their hair
Adorable,
for them,
by the
you
way.
know, like
they're
helping them.
cleaning them. Yeah.
Gossip is kind of the human way of doing that, and that shows trust. Like the monkeys trust each other, like they allow someone to do that. Reliability and just being an ally or a friend. So gossiping is the human way of showing that you trust people. Like, I'll tell you what I heard because I want us to be close,
And I'm sharing
this information with you, and then we're all in this, you know, hush hush together.
Yeah.
Or
Circle of trust.
Like when the three of us get together prior to recording, we usually sit down there for 10 minutes or something, and we have a quick debrief of what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, like usually it's personal, like what's going on with you,
Yeah.
what's going on with your kids. But I fully expect you to tell me if you know something about someone I know. You know, like
Right.
I want to be in too. I want to be in the know too.
You will
Yeah.
be.
I want to be included in whatever you're included in.
No, I really, I don't know. I mean, whether it's superficial or not, that's really important to me. Like it makes, as far as like, and let me
I'm
back
sorry, it
up.
was the way your
Let
face
me-
looks so serious.
I know because I don't want to sound, I think I'm too worried about, I shouldn't care. I'm a grown adult. I shouldn't care. When you're with your best friends and there is just talk, gossip, whatever you want to call it, you want to be, that makes you feel valued in your friendship.
Yes.
Because you're trusted enough to be told that.
Yes.
Or like your daughter's dating somebody and you heard something about that person that they were dating. Like, hey, I'm not trying to start anything, but I'd really watch out for him. Like, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I want to know that stuff.
Right.
Like we all kind of want, and the superficial, stupid stuff too. You know?
Well, and-
we want to know that too.
And I don't want negativity or downfall for someone.
No.
But I do want to know about it.
Well, and you
So I don't know.
You say that there's-
it's not like I got my fingers crossed and hope something goes bad. I don't. But I want to know. Like, I want to know.
Well, like you said, you usually don't. I mean, no one's like sitting around rejoicing over someone's downfall unless that person had done something
Right. Unless
horrific
you
to you, and then
feel
you're like, that was
personally-
karma.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
a karma moment coming back to get them. But I think one of the reasons that, other than just feeling connected and talking to people and sharing information, I think one of the things that gossip usually does for me, I always enjoy hearing what I think are like people that are like me, but doing things I can't imagine doing, like having outlandish stories that I
Yeah.
think, okay,
What?
I thought they were just like me. And then so-and-so is telling me this is what's really going on. I find that to be the most fascinating form of gossip.
Like at church, like, you know, we all went to the same church
Right.
20 years ago when we first met. And there would be like a couple that were married to other people. And then they got together while they were both still married. And everyone would know about it. That was top tier, like, info.
Yeah.
But they were all kind of part of our
Yeah.
Like it could have been any of
extended.
us.
Yeah.
It
and
could gossip
yes.
is so cyclical.
Yeah.
Like we're old enough and wise enough to know now you might be somebody's gossip one day, but it just takes a couple of days and then it's somebody else's
and then it's
gossip.
on to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your story gets old pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, I hear stuff like you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing I love more than the overtly religious person being caught being anything but religious, which happens kind of like all the
All
time.
the time.
Yeah.
That I can't get enough of that because I just think it's funny. But most of the time, like you're saying, like, oh, so and so was having an affair or whatever. I feel like that gossip kind of helps me validate my thoughts on it, my morals. So like I enjoy hearing about, not enjoy, but like I hear, oh my gosh, so and so did that. Hey, good thing that wasn't me. And let me just double down on the fact that I really think it's important not to be a cheat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you just kind of, it helps reinforce things that you already
Or like
think of yourself.
if you're really close to the situation, that you maybe have some empathy that you
Yes.
didn't think that you would have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or that you
hear that there's some
realize-
backstory that you didn't
realize
know.
there's always, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, like
Yep.
that kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, I definitely, like you said, not enjoy. Well, yes, I do. I like hearing it kind of to keep you in the know, but I don't also, I feel very strongly to say, I don't wish ill will
Correct.
on somebody's hard time.
No, I agree.
And
as long as it's
Like,
the
you know.
truth.
yeah.
I guess if I have a problem when the speculation happens and the person that you're getting the quote unquote news from doesn't tell you that they may have got it wrong. You know,
Yeah,
one
that
of the-
there might be a
like if
Then
they,
we all know ones that just, yeah.
yeah.
Well, one of my kids was laughing when I said the topic for this, and they brought up something that happened in Maryland, which you guys would not have known just because you didn't know these people. But, you know, I was, it had just gotten out that I was getting a divorce. And someone that I was friends with at one point who was crazy, like everyone was friends, you know, it's a small community. And she was a nutso. She was in an argument with one of my neighbors, and and it was on Facebook.
Ew.
And in doing so on that, she said that the neighbor across the street, that person she was mad at, that neighbor was cheating with my husband, is what she said. Now, we knew this wasn't true. I mean, we were friends with this family. I don't know. I don't think she thought it was true. I just think she thought it was something that she could say.
Yeah. Ooh.
But
Lash
she
out.
said it, and she was like, it's the neighbor with 3 kids, like totally called me out. And I'm like, okay, one, I'm not even a part of your fight. Like, what the heck? Why are you implicating? Like, it's somehow implicating me
Right.
in something that I'm not a part of. And we all laughed about it because it was so ridiculous. But I also was like, oh my gosh, now all these people are texting me.
Yeah. I mean,
Saying, is this true? Is this? And I'm like, no, it's not. You know, because people will believe anything.
I know.
But anyway, that was a story that it was not at all true. But when you hear, like, you see gossip about yourself, it's
it hits
pretty
different.
weird. It does hit different.
Well, along those lines, I was trying to think of if there was anything that could have turned into gossip or rumors, and there was one incident, and I laugh, but I guess it really could have been kind of bad if it would have been passed around enough. But back when we were in our book club, I think one of the ladies, I think it was Lisa, was having like some sort of birthday party at a rented location, kind of a fancy
it was,
location.
Believe it or not, I think that was like her 40th.
Oh my gosh.
That's how long ago that
Yeah, it
was.
was downtown.
Yeah, it was really kind of cool. Well, Rob was doing the Ron Colley games then, and he had a game at Perry that night, and so he was going to come after the game. So I think I got a ride with one of you all, and then Rob was going to come to the party after the game. Well, one of our other friends in the book club that was coming to the party couldn't go until later either, Christine. So Rob and I told Christine, just come to Perry Meridian at 10 or whatever, whenever the game's over. And Rob, she was pregnant at the time, and she didn't want to drive. She didn't know where she was going. She didn't want to drive down there by herself. So Rob's like, just meet me I'm not going till later either. Just meet me in the parking lot and we'll drive after the game. Well, Rob's like, I talked to him afterwards and he's like, well, that could have been bad. I'm like, what? He's like, I was leaving the game and the parking lot was almost empty, and the coach of the team, one of our valued listeners, Michael, was coming out to his car, and he said, Michael kind of looked at me, and then Christine was a pregnant woman he doesn't know is getting into Rob's car in the dark parking lot at a high school after a game. And Rob's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, he kind of looked at me and I looked at him, and then all of a sudden it registered with me what this must look like. Yeah. Like, oh my God, this must look really, really bad.
Did Rob feel the need to tell him?
I feel as though they did. He felt a need to
I would
explain.
feel like that's something that would really trouble Rob.
And God bless Michael, because I can't say if I saw the same thing, I wouldn't mention it to somebody. Like, I don't know what so-and-so's doing, but a pregnant person was getting in his car that was not his wife in the dead of night with no one around.
Yeah. I might talk it over with my friends, but I'm not going to go to the source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it got explained, but I laughed thinking, oh, that would have been like prime time gossip.
That would have been really good.
You know, like, have you seen the person Rob Brown's meeting up with secretively?
Ooh, that inner circle, that book club's doing some crazy.
And we don't know what they're doing.
Stuff.
So yeah, so I feel like we averted some clear communication helped us avert what could have been quite the explosive Southside gossip.
That's
I
true.
still want to spread it. I'm going to.
Okay.
20 years later, I'm telling it.
Rob's got a
15.
love child out there.
That's right.
That's what he does.
It's like, we'll have a Maury show. We'll do the DNA.
Do the Steve Wilkos.
Yes.
One of the things that I think is interesting is that it can, gossip can be destructive and bad. It can be just the truth and create community, but it also sometimes helps me in the sense that I feel like I'm not alone in my suffering or hardships. Sometimes I hear, it's not that I'm rejoicing with bad things happening to good people, but I think
A sense of camaraderie.
yeah. Or like you said, all of a sudden you feel the empathy that you should feel.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
That's happened to me, or
that is me. And,
Yeah.
and you've really kind of absorbed that for them. So I think it can make you, if you're trying to be a better person, it can make you.
So we're saying more hot goss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The other piece of gossip that I think was interesting, and Tracy, I'd like for you to talk about it. I think we've mentioned it before.
Oh, God.
Anything to do with swingers is always fun. And what was the gossip that we learned in? Don't you remember?
I've had several conversations, so I'm not sure.
Okay, we're talking about when at the YMCA.
Oh, yeah. We just talked about that recently.
Yeah, we did. So what was it?
Okay, that wasn't me, and I'm not naming names. Are you
No, we're
going to
not.
name names?
No, I'm not. I don't want to name names. I'm just saying what was the gossip?
Jim?
The gossip was, I mean, I'm going to just spread it. I mean, no. And I mean, this is from a very, very long time ago.
but
the
it was-
gossip
it was good.
that there may have been some daycare workers back in the day. Should I go that far? Probably not.
Well, we already did.
Oh God, yeah, maybe not. I mean, I know nobody personally. I'll just break it down differently. There is a hot rumor, and I believe this rumor still exists, that Bonefish Grill is a hot swinger spot, and that at some period of time that you would go there on a Thursday and be in the bar, and it was just kind of known that you were swinging.
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor. And I will say that I
Should
think
we go on
had
a
it-
field trip?
I will
I
say
wanna
that
do
I
some
think
studying of this.
that we had it on good authority from our source at the time that truly did happen.
Right.
So okay,
Friends of.
it's taboo.
It is. It's one of those things that, like, I think everyone's just me and normal, and just every guy, and then you hear, oh, so and so, and then you're like, what?
Well, when we were our previous podcast, we were talking about Carnival Cruise, and this was one thing the Carnival Cruise had passed or had put rules in maybe last year, I think, around whatever they put out, that the upside down pineapple is the universal symbol that you're ready to party, you're ready to swing. So they could not hang pineapples from their cruise doors because
Yes.
there was so much of it going on. So okay, it happens. It's out there. There is a
Right.
community of people that enjoy doing that, but it just always seems so taboo when you think, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Especially if they're ugly people. Who wants to swing with ugly people?
Yeah, it's like it's for everyone.
Yeah.
And you're like, I guess this is just anybody can do it.
oh, maybe they turn out the lights.
It always helps.
Dim the lights and turn up the music.
But yeah, things like that, that it's not hurting anyone to say, hey, we heard that
this.
some people that worked at a Christian organization.
Oh my God.
But for crying out loud, there are things that go on behind closed doors
Yes.
that doesn't affect us in
At
the
all.
least.
No,
and
it doesn't
who
matter.
cares?
Yes. Not hurting us.
Yeah.
The other thing, I was just thinking that gossip is so ingrained in society. Like I said, I mean, you just want to say, if you just want to call it storytelling, I guess that's a nice way of calling it.
Yes, I am a storyteller, damn it.
I just know that we just recorded a thing about reality TV. And is that not just about gossip and rumor and drama?
Yes.
And weren't soap operas back in the day when you watched All My Children or General
And they
Hospital?
were entertainment. We are entertaining the masses is what we are doing.
We just can't get it.
Yes.
It's all there. And I thought of one thing that I would never have known about if not for Tracy.
Okay.
But how great and gossipy is the "Are we dating the same man" Facebook page?
Delightful.
I have to get on that.
I haven't been on it.
I haven't either. And
I'm on it. I'm not dating anyone, but I'm on it.
No,
and
before.
Do you
the
reply
gossip.
yes?
it is so fun. And I mean, people will be like, anyone dating a guy with red hair and a mustache who was out Tuesday night, whatever. And someone's like, give me a little more detail. And they'll be like, drives a gray Ford F1. Oh my God. Yes, I was with him. Okay. I need to talk to you. You
Call
left
me.
something in the car. Call me or message me. I mean, like these women are,
That's messy.
it is messy. And somebody will post a picture and say, anybody have anything on any red flags on him? We've been dating for about 6 weeks. Yeah, yes, he's married. He cheats all the time. He's posted on here once a week. I mean, like,
I did see one thing that I thought, ew, was anyone recognize this room? Somebody like took a picture of like a bedroom and like the wall, like what was on the walls. Like anyone recognized this room?
Was it like a sex room or something?
no.
No, it was just their bedroom, but
it
they
was their
were-
bedroom, but somebody had been in there because they found some evidence that
Oh, dear
someone had been
God.
in there.
So they were trying to say, if you've been in this room, the person
Please
you
let
were
me know.
with has a girlfriend.
Let me say, the sisterhood that is happening on those pages, they are standing up for each other.
Good.
They are. The red flag thing is really a big deal, but some of these they say, check my case.
Yeah, I mean, I
.com.
think that,
And they're like,
Make
what do you mean? And they're like, well, look on there. And then someone will post the link and it'll say, he's been arrested for, trying to kill someone
Or domestic violence
domestic
or so, yeah.
violence or whatever
Ew.
that
Things
these
you ought to
people
know.
should know. So
My case, boy, we could have a fun night just like drinking and
just seeing.
I have
Put
about
names in
10
my case.
people that I my case like monthly just to see what's going on.
just to get the facts.
Yes.
It's not gossip.
No.
Not on my case.
No. I only share them with my sisters and cousins or whoever I'm talking to at the time.
No, I mean,
Or just on the internet.
it's better to be
Dang
informed than
it.
not
That just
informed, so-
reminded me. I'm sorry I have to gossip for a second, but the whole reason I brought up the poop cruise was my cousin Pammy asked me to please do one, and I didn't mention her, and I wanted to in the last one. So I'm
What are
gonna
you talking about? Did she go on the poop cruise?
No, she just sent me a message on Facebook and said, I just watched the poop cruise. You have to do a podcast on the poop cruise.
Oh,
And I'm
so
like,
she's the reason we did
yes.
the podcast.
And I said, I don't even know what you're talking about. So then I looked it up and I'm like, well, you're right. We do have to do a
Okay,
podcast.
well, thanks,
on the
Pam.
poop. Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't the poop cruise podcast.
I know this,
this
I know,
is
but
not
she'll
the
look at
appropriate
an
time.
upcoming podcast that will be
Okay,
out.
what are you guys going to gossip about me and how I don't say things at the appropriate time?
next recording.
I don't care. I'll show up anyway. Tracy shows up places uninvited. That's what everybody says.
Tracy's mic hasn't been on this whole time.
Damn it.
Anything else you guys want to discuss about gossip?
Well, we can just real quick as we end the type of gossipers. Like there's the gossiper that really doesn't ever share the gossip, but gathers the gossip.
Yeah, and they are greasy. I don't like them.
I really think, usually it's people that,
Kim's mouthing names, by the way, for those who aren't here with us.
usually they're the people that act like,
They're
butter,
too good.
butter wouldn't melt in their mouth.
Then they
That's
just
not what
want
they're
to know
about.
what's
Yeah.
going on.
I'm
Is
concerned.
everything okay?
Yeah.
And they're the ones that just gather it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are, they're the dangerous ones. They never say a word.
And then there's the ones that are just loose lips, like that just
that you also don't share with because they are too loose with it.
Yeah, and like they just get to drinking, and it's just a barrage.
And then you say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said something," and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Everybody knows. I'm like, no, everybody doesn't.
No, they just play dumb. Not
to say anything,
and I would look at that as I'm not sure if that's that might be a little bit like you're just improvising on, adding a little sprinkle of your own. Because you don't like that person,
right?
Type thing. So,
what kind are we?
Let's see. I like to think that I'm definitely searching for truth. I don't. I think I like to make it seem that way.
Okay.
I feel like I don't spread untruths, and I think when I hear things, I like to try my best to vet that.
Yeah.
With whoever I'm getting. I usually just don't take the news at face value from. Usually, depending on who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I dig a little bit, maybe resource it, like bounce it off somebody else. Like, I heard this. Did you hear that? Well, just to kind of get a better source.
Like, I don't believe. Okay, I've got two things to say.
No.
I don't believe when people say, well, if they talk to you about it, then they talk about you to other people, whatever. I don't think that's true. Maybe I'm naive to think that people are, because at one time people were talking about me, but that's old news. Like,
that's all I do, really.
Like people are talking about me that much. I don't have that much going on. That's good.
I don't think I have that interesting of a life.
So I feel like that's a lie that people, if they'll talk to you about it, then they're talking about you to somebody else, which reminds me of my mom and, just a quick story. We would go over there and drink coffee and sit at our table, like each of us kids separately, whatever. And we were sitting there one day and we were gossiping about my siblings and talking about the different ones. And, everybody kind of has a different role, whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my gosh, it just hit me that if we talk about everybody, then they probably talk about me. Like, it didn't cross my mind. And she said, just your brother. He thinks you're a know-it-all. And to which I said, I'm okay with that because I kind of know a lot. So that's fine. I'm fine being a know-it-all.
Your sisters totally talked about you.
I feel like I talk with my mom and I will talk about my siblings. Who cares? And I'm sure that
So then do you think, what do they say about you?
Yeah. I don't think about what they say.
I don't really worry about it, but my guess is, they do.
Yeah.
No, I know that they do. And I just don't even,
I don't even bother me.
I don't care.
Because I'm close with my siblings. So it's just like, I'm
close with mine too. And I'm, like anything they say would be something they got from me anyway. So.
And they'd probably say in front of me too. Yeah. Like, oh, Rachel's mean. Okay.
We all say that. Rachel's mean.
I know it does. Did you see how it didn't faze me?
It didn't.
I like to just hear ridiculous gossip. Like the swinging thing. That doesn't, nobody I know personally or whatever. It's not hurting anybody. I love
It is probably somebody you know personally.
Well, probably.
Let's talk
I'm
about
sure
it.
it probably is.
I'm just kidding.
But I don't feel like I am a person, like you said, like if I hear something about, let's just use divorce as an example, that somebody that you hear that got divorced, I think I might vet the situation a little bit and know where the source came from and know, but I don't think that I would go into, well, I bet you they got divorced because of this and
the speculation of it all.
I mean, I think I do to some degree if you know who the people are, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that we can conclude that we're wholesome gossipers is what we are. We're just totally wholesome about it in the best possible way. So I don't know what you guys are doing out there.
We'd like to spread the truth.
If you're toxic gossipers.
We're truth spreaders.
Keep people informed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is like a news source, I'm sure, for a lot of people.
Yes.
Getting
we tell
gossipers to some
we tell
degree.
more truth than the news.
Yes,
so
we do.
I'm fine with our truth level.
Are you?
Yeah. I said I was.
I am.
Maybe what? Oh, I know what we should do. Okay, I don't know why I just got this great idea. We should get someone to come and hook us up to a lie detector, and then we could ask each other questions.
Oh.
And then everyone looked at
pits just
everyone just looked at me like I'd rather go on the poop cruise than hook myself up to a lie detector. Okay, we won't do that. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today, for gossiping with us. If we missed any hot gossip, please feel free to hit us up. We
just text
us. We clearly want to know.
We are interested.
And we'll catch up with you later. Thanks for joining us on Up for Grabs.